Nagtitiwala ako sa Diyos, nagtitiwala ako sa sambayan ng Pilipino.
Lalaban ako. Lalaban tayo.
Iisa ang hangarin, iisa ang mithiin. Leniki ko lumaban para sa taong bayan. Tagos na pagkalinga, ang handog ay biyaya. Leniki ko lumaban, tayo ay di iniwan. Ano man ang unos, leniki ko naman. Alagang lubos, leniki ko naman. Magkasamang lakas, alay ay wagas, leniki ko laban. Umaraw man bumagyo, leniki ko naman. Tayo ang panalo, leniki ko naman. Haharapin, sabay aabutin, turok ng tagumpay. Ano man ang unos, leniki ko naman. Alagang lubos, leniki ko naman. Magkasamang lakas, alay ay wagas, leniki ko laban. Umaraw man bumagyo, leniki ko naman. Tayo ang panalo, leniki ko naman. Haharapin, sabay aabutin, turok ng tagumpay. Leniki ko laban. Leniki ko laban. Leniki ko laban.
Ako kasi Karen naniniwala na yung laban na to, hindi ko lang naman to laban eh. Parang laban ito ng mga tao sa amin.
Nag-umpisa kami, walang-wala talaga. Pero there were people na tumataya na kahit mukhang wala pa akong kapag-apag-asa. Pero gaya ng dati, tiwala lang, sipag lang. Ang nagmamahal, kailangang ipaglaban ang minamahal. Lalaban ako. Lalaban tayo.
Huwag kang mabahala, ikaw ay mahalaga. Hindi kita pababayaan. Hindi tayo naiiba at sana'y paniwala ang napipiliin kaaraw-araw. At alam ko ang aking kaya, alam ko ang hindi, alam ko ang kailangan upang makapagsilbi. Hanggat may kabutihan, hanggat may pag-ibig, liwanag ang mananaig. At hindi ko may papangako ang kulay rosas ng mundo para sa'yo. At hindi ko mailawan ang lahat ng anino. Pero sisigapin ko at hindi ako magpapahinga hanggat hindi mo pa magawang muling ipagmalaki na ika'y isa. Pilipino. Huwag kang matatakot, may kasangga ka sa laban na ito. Sabay natin gisingin ng nasyon.
hindi alam ko ang kailangan upang makapagsilbi. Hanggat may kabutihan, hanggat may pag-ibig, liwanag ang mananaig. At hindi ko may papangako ang kulay rosas na mundo para sa'yo. At hindi ko mailawan ang lahat ng anino, pero sisikapin ko at hindi ako magpapahinga hanggat hindi mo pa magawang muling ipagmalaki na ika'y isang Pilipinong may pusong sagutin ang tugon, Pilipinong may tapang na muling bumangon, Pilipinong buo ang paninindigan, alam ang tama at totoo. Samahan mo ako. At hindi may papangako ang rosas na mundo para sa'yo. At hindi ko mailawan ang anino, pero sisikapin ko at hindi ako magpapahinga hanggat hindi mo pa magawang muling ipagmalaki na ika'y isang matatag at matapang at mabuti at mapagmahal na Pilipino. Pilipino. Pilipino.
Kailangan nating palayain ang sarili mula sa kasalukuyang sitwasyon. Lalaban ako. Lalaban tayo.
Puno ng takot at kaba, kailan matatapos ating pagluha? Marami ang nawalan ng trabaho't mahal sa buhay, isang malungkot na balita. Ngunit hindi tayo mayayanig. Isang bayan at Lenny tutulong, basta't sabay-sabay, walang mang-iiwan. Ikaw at ako, tayo ay Pilipino. Ating dasal, tapat na pinuno, nasan ka man, Lenny Robredo tayo. Marami na ang gumaling, salamat sa mga bayaning tumulong. Walang takot lumalaban, alay ang buhay sa pagsagip. Isang magandang balita, hinding-hindi tayo papayanig. Isang bayan at Lenny tutulong, basta't sabay-sabay, walang mang-iiwan. Ikaw tayo'y isang bansang matibay na kahit banggain, hindi kayang buwagin, hindi kayang buwagin. Sabay-sabay, walang mang-iiwan, ikaw at ako, tayo ay Pilipino. Ating dasal, tapat na pinuno, nasan ka man, Leni Robredo tayo. Sabay-sabay, walang mang-iiwan, ikaw at ako, tayo ay Pilipino. Ating dasal, tapat na pinuno, nasan ka man, Leni Robredo tayo. Sabay-sabay, walang mag-iiwan, ikaw at ako, tayo ay Pilipino. Ating dasal, tapat na pinuno, nasan ka man, Leni Robredo tayo. Tapat na pinuno, tapat na Pilipino, Leni Robredo tayo.
Kailan ka huling tumingin sa salamin na may ngiting nababakas sa iyong mukha? Naalala mo bang mga araw na di ka nangangamba para sa iyong pamilya? Kanya-kanya tayo ng pinagdaanan, ang lahat ay pagod, ang lahat ay takot. Hanggang kailan tayo magtitiis, magbubulag-bulagan, hanggang kailan? Di kaya ito na ang hudyat upang tayo ay kumilos. Lunod na ang ating bayan sa tindi ng mga unos. Bumangon na tayo, bumangon na tayo. Bagong umaga, naharapin bagong pag-asa. Nasa atin ay gigising tayong lahat, ang siyang makikilabang sa ating pagbangon, sa ating pag-ahon. Bagong umaga na inaabangan, bagong pag-asa para sa ating bayan o Pilipinas. Handa ka na ba o Pilipinas? Handa ka na ba kay Leni?
Tinanong ng bata sa mga kawal kung bakit walang sino mang nagtatanggol sa Pilipinas. Nagalit ang kanyang mga kuya at sinabi sa kanya na alagaan ang mga tupa. Ngunit alam ng bata na ipagtatanggol ng Panginoon ang Pilipinas.
Kanya-kanya tayo ng pinagdaanan, ang lahat ay pagod, ang lahat ay takot. Hanggang kailan tayo magtitiis, magbubulag-bulagan, hanggang kailan? Di kaya ito na ang hudyat upang tayo ay kumilos. Lunod na ang ating bayan sa tindi ng mga unos. Bumangon na tayo, bumangon na tayo. Bagong umaga na inaabangan, bagong pag-asa para
sa tama, nanindigan para kay Juan at kay Juan. Laman ang isiping naglaban. Hangad niyang tayo ay mamuhay sa bansang ang lahat ay pantay. May karapatan tungo sa kaunlaran, handang maglingkod kailanman. Lenny Robredo, nagawa niyang lahat. May lakas, may galing at may pusong tapat. Lenny Robredo, ating Pangulo, nagawa niyang lahat. Nagawa niyang ikaw ay turuan, buong pusong pinagsilbihan. Pinangat ang lipunan, tinaas ating bayan, di tayo pinabayaan. Lenny Robredo, nagawa niyang lahat. May lakas, may galing at may pusong tapat. Lenny Robredo, ating Pangulo, nagawa niyang lahat. Tumaan ang bagyo, di sumuko. Ang ngiti sa matay, di naglaho. Tumindig, lumipad, taas ang noo. Pag-asa ng Pilipino. Nagawa niyang lahat. Robredo, Pangulo. Nagawa niyang lahat. Robredo, Pangulo. Nagawa niyang lahat. Nagawa niyang lahat. Robredo, Pangulo. Lenny Robredo, ating Pangulo. Nagawa niyang lahat.
Nagtitiwala ako sa Diyos, nagtitiwala ako sa sambayan ng Pilipino.
Lalaban ako. Lalaban tayo.
Iisa ang hangarin, iisa ang mithiin. Lenny Kiko lumaban para sa taong bayan. Tagos na pagkalinga,
Ako kasi Karen naniniwala na yung laban na to, hindi ko lang naman to laban eh. Parang laban ito ng mga tao sa amin.
Nag-umpisa kami, walang-wala talaga. Pero there were people na tumataya na kahit mukhang wala pa akong kapag-apag-asa. Pero gaya ng dati, tiwala lang, sipag lang.
Ang nagmamahal, kailangang ipaglaban ang minamahal. Lalaban ako. Lalaban tayo.
Huwag kang mabahala, ikaw ay mahalaga. Hindi kita pababayaan. Hindi tayo naiiba at sana'y paniwala ang napipiliin kaaraw-araw. At alam ko ang aking kaya, alam ko ang hindi, alam ko ang kailangan upang makapagsilbi. Hanggat may kabutihan, hanggat may pag-ibig, liwanag ang mananaig. At hindi ko may papangako ang kulay rosas ng mundo para sa'yo. At hindi ko mailawan ang lahat ng anino. Pero sisigapin ko at hindi ako magpapahinga hanggat hindi mo pa magawang muling ipagmalaki na ika'y isa. Pilipino. Huwag kang matatakot, may kasangga ka sa laban na ito. Sabay natin gisingin ang nasyon. At alam ko ang aking kaya, alam ko ang hindi, alam ko ang kailangan upang makapagsilbi. Hanggat may kabutihan, hanggat may pag-ibig, liwanag ang mananaig. At hindi ko may papangako ang kulay rosas ng mundo para sa'yo. At hindi ko mailawan ang lahat ng anino.
Kailangan nating palayain ang sarili mula sa kasalukuyang sitwasyon. Lalaban ako. Lalaban tayo.
Puno ng takot at kaba, kailan matatapos ating pagluha? Marami ang nawalan ng trabaho't mahal sa buhay, isang malungkot na balita. Ngunit hindi tayo mayayanig. Isang bayan at Lenny tutulong, basta't sabay-sabay, walang mang-iiwan. Ikaw at ako, tayo ay Pilipino. Ating dasal, tapat na pinuno, nasan ka man, Leni Robredo tayo. Marami na ang gumaling, salamat sa mga bayaning tumulong. Walang takot lumalaban, alay ang buhay sa pagsagip. Isang magandang balita, hinding-hindi tayo papayanig. Isang bayan at Leni tutulong, basta't sabay-sabay, walang mang-iiwan. Ikaw at ako, tayo ay Pilipino. Ating dasal, tapat na pinuno, nasan ka man, Leni Robredo tayo. Paghahandaan natin kahit ano pang dumating, tayo'y isang bansang matibay na kahit banggain, hindi kayang buwagin, hindi kayang buwagin. Sabay-sabay, walang mang-iiwan. Ikaw at ako, tayo ay Pilipino. Ating dasal, tapat na pinuno, nasan ka man, Leni Robredo tayo. Sabay-sabay, walang mang-iiwan. Ikaw at ako, tayo ay Pilipino. Ating dasal, tapat na pinuno, nasan ka man, Leni Robredo tayo. Sabay-sabay, walang mang-iiwan. Ikaw at ako, tayo ay Pilipino. Ating dasal, tapat na pinuno, nasan ka man, Leni Robredo tayo. Tapat na pinuno, tapat na Pilipino. Leni Robredo tayo.
Kailan ka huling tumingin sa salamin na may ngiting nababakas sa iyong mukha? Naalala mo ba Kanya-kanya tayo ng pinagdaanan. Ang lahat ay pagod, ang lahat ay takot. Hanggang kailan tayo magtitiis? Magbubulag-bulagan hanggang kailan? Di kaya ito na ang hudyat upang tayo ay kumilos. Lunod na ang ating bayan sa tindi ng mga unos. Bumangon na tayo, bumangon na tayo. Bagong umaga, naharapin bagong pag-asa. Nasa atin ay gigising tayong lahat. Ang siyang makikilabang sa ating pagbangon, sa ating pag-ahon. Bagong umaga na inaabangan, bagong pag-asa para sa ating bayan o Pilipinas. Handa ka na ba o Pilipinas? Handa ka na ba kay Lenny?
Tinanong ng bata sa mga kawal kung bakit walang sino mang nagtatanggol sa Pilipinas. Nagalit ang kanyang mga kuya at sinabi sa kanya na alagaan ang mga tupa. Ngunit alam ng bata na ipagtatanggol ng Panginoon ang Pilipinas.
Kanya-kanya tayo ng pinagdaanan. Ang lahat ay pagod, ang lahat ay takot. Hanggang kailan tayo magtitiis? Magbubulag-bulagan hanggang kailan? Di kaya ito na ang hudyat upang tayo ay kumilos. Lunod na ang ating bayan sa tindi ng mga unos. Bumangon na tayo, bumangon na tayo. Bagong umaga na inaabangan, bagong pag-asa para sa ating bayan o Pilipinas. Handa ka na ba o Pilipinas? Handa ka na ba kay Lenny? At sa bagong umaga,
Nagawa niyang tumulong sa kapwa, nagawa niyang mamuno sa tama. Nanindigan para kay Juan at kay Juan, laman ang isipin naglaban. Hangad niyang tayo ay mamuhay sa bansang ang lahat ay pantay. May karapatan tungo sa kaunlaran, handang maglingkod kailanman. Lenny Robredo, nagawa niyang lahat. May lakas, may galing at may pusong tapat. Lenny Robredo, ating Pangulo, nagawa niyang lahat. Nagawa niyang ikaw ay turuan, buong pusong pinagsilbihan.
Nagtitiwala ako sa Diyos, nagtitiwala ako sa sambayan ng Pilipino.
Lalaban ako. Lalaban tayo.
Iisa ang hangarin, iisa ang mithiin. Leniki ko lumaban para sa taong bayan. Tagos na pagkalinga, ang handog ay biyaya. Leniki ko lumaban, tayo ay di iniwan. Ano man ang ulos, alagang lubos, kasamang lakas, alay ay wagas. Leniki ko laban, umaraw man bumagyo, tayo ang panalo. Haharapin, sabay aabutin, turok ng tagumpay. Ano man ang ulos, alagang lubos, magkasamang lakas, alay ay wagas. Leniki ko laban, umaraw man bumagyo, tayo ang panalo. Haharapin, sabay aabutin, turok ng tagumpay. Leniki ko laban, leniki ko laban, leniki ko laban.
Ako kasi Karen naniniwala na yung laban na to hindi ko lang naman to laban eh. Parang laban ito ng mga tao sa amin.
Nag-umpisa kami, walang-wala talaga. Pero there were people na tumataya na kahit mukhang wala pa akong kapag-apag-asa. Pero gaya ng dati, tiwala lang, sipag lang.
Ang nagmamahal, kailangang ipaglaban ang minamahal. Lalaban ako. Lalaban tayo.
Huwag kang mabahala, ikaw ay mahalaga. Hindi kita pababayaan. Hindi tayo naiiba at sana'y paniwalaan. Sa laban na ito, sabay natin gisingin ng nasyon. At alam ko ang aking kaya, alam ko ang hindi, alam ko ang kailangan upang makapagsilbi. Hanggat may kabutihan, hanggat may pag-ibig, liwanag ang mananaig. At hindi ko may papangako ang kulay rosas na mundo para sa'yo. At hindi ko may ilawan ang lahat ng anino, pero sisikapin ko at hindi ako magpapahinga hanggat hindi mo pa magawang muling ipagmalaki na ika'y isang Pilipinong may pusong sagutin ang tugon, Pilipinong may tapang na muling bumangon, Pilipinong buo ang paninindigan, alam ang tama at totoo. Samahan mo ako. At hindi may papangako ang rosas na mundo para sa'yo. At hindi ko mailangan ang anino, pero sisikapin ko at hindi ako magpapahinga hanggat hindi mo pa magawang muli ipagmalaki na ika'y isang matatag at matapang at mabuti at mapagmahal na Pilipino. Pilipino. Pilipino.
Kailan ka huling tumingin sa salamin na may ngiting nababakas sa iyong mukha? Naalala mo bang mga araw na di ka nangangamba para sa iyong pamilya? Kanya-kanya tayo ng pinagdaanan. Ang lahat ay pagod, ang lahat ay takot. Hanggang kailan tayo magtitiis? Magbubulag-bulagan hanggang kailan? Di kaya ito na ang hudyat upang tayo ay kumilos. Lulod na ang ating bayan sa tindi ng mga unos. Bumangon na tayo, bumangon na tayo. Bagong umaga, naharapin bagong pag-asa. Nasa atin ay gigising tayong lahat. Ang siyang makikilabang sa ating pagbangon, sa ating pag-ahon. Bagong umaga na inaabangan, bagong pag-asa para sa ating bayan o Pilipinas. Handa ka na ba o Pilipinas? Handa ka na ba kay Lenny?
Tinanong ng bata sa mga kawal kung bakit walang sino mang nagtatanggol sa Pilipinas. Nagalit ang kanyang mga kuya at sinabi sa kanya na alagaan ang mga tupa. Ngunit alam ng bata na ipagtatanggol ng Panginoon ang Pilipinas.
Kanya-kanya tayo ng pinagdaanan. Ang lahat ay bago, ang lahat ay tako. Hanggang kailan tayo magtitiis, magbubulag-bulagan? Hanggang kailan? Di kaya ito na ang hudya upang tayo ay kumilos. Nunod na ang ating bayan sa tindi ng mga unos. Bumangon na tayo, bumangon na tayo. Bagong umaga na inaabangan, bagong pag-asa para sa ating bayan, o Pilipinas. Handa ka na ba, o Pilipinas? Handa ka na ba kay Lady at sa bagong umaga?
Nagawa niyang tumulong sa kapwa, nagawa niyang mamuno sa tama. Nanindigan para kay Juan at kay Juan, laman ang isiping naglaban. Hangad niyang tayo ay mamuhay sa bansang ang lahat ay pantay. May karapatan tungo sa kaunlaran, handang maglingkod kailanman. Lenny Robredo, nagawa niyang lahat. May lakas, may galing at may pusong tapat. Lenny Robredo, ating Pangulo, nagawa niyang lahat. Nagawa niyang ikaw ay turuan, buong pusong pinagsilbihan. Inangat ang lipunan, tinaas ating bayan, di tayo pinabayaan. Lenny Robredo, nagawa niyang lahat. May lakas, may galing at may pusong tapat. Lenny Robredo, ating Pangulo, nagawa niyang lahat. Tumaan ang bagyo, di sumuko, ang ngiti sa matay di naglaho. Tumindig, lumipad, taas ang noo, pag-asa ng Pilipino. Nagawa niyang lahat. Robredo, Pangulo. Nagawa niyang lahat. Robredo, Pangulo. Nagawa niyang lahat. Nagawa niyang lahat. Robredo, Pangulo. Lenny Robredo, ating Pangulo. Nagawa niyang lahat.
Nagtitiwala ako sa Diyos, nagtitiwala ako sa sambayan ng Pilipino.
Lalaban ako. Lalaban tayo.
laban para sa taong bayan. Tagos na pagkalinga, ang handog ay biyaya. Lenny Kiko lumaban, tayo ay di iniwan. Ano man ang unos, Lenny Kiko laban. Alagang lubos, Lenny Kiko laban. Magkasamang lakas, alay ay wagas, Lenny Kiko laban. Umaraw man bumagyo, Lenny Kiko laban. Tayo ang panalo, Lenny Kiko laban. Haharapin, sabay aabutin, turok ng tagumpay. Ano man ang unos, Lenny Kiko laban. Alagang lubos, Lenny Kiko laban. Magkasamang lakas, alay ay wagas, Lenny Kiko laban. Umaraw man bumagyo, Lenny Kiko laban. Tayo ang panalo, Lenny Kiko laban. Haharapin, sabay aabutin, turok ng tagumpay. Lenny Kiko laban. Lenny Kiko laban. Lenny Kiko laban.
Ako kasi Karen naniniwala na yung laban na to, hindi ko lang naman to laban eh. Parang laban ito ng mga tao sa amin.
Nag-umpisa kami, walang-wala talaga. Pero there were people na tumataya na kahit mukhang wala pa akong kapag-apag-asa. Pero gaya ng dati, tiwala lang, sipag lang.
Ang nagmamahal, kailangang ipaglaban ang minamahal. Lalaban ako. Lalaban tayo.
Huwag kang mabahala, ikaw ay mahalaga. Hindi kita pababayaan. Hindi tayo naiiba at sana'y paniwala ang napipiliin kaaraw-araw. At alam ko ang aking kaya, alam ko ang hindi, alam ko ang kailangan upang makapagsilbi. Hanggat may kabutihan, hanggat may pag-ibig, liwanag ang mananaig. At hindi ko may papangako ang kulay rosas ng mundo para sa'yo. At hindi ko mailawan ang lahat ng anino. Pero sisigapin ko at hindi ako magpapahinga hanggat hindi mo pa magawang muling ipagmalaki na ika'y isa. Pilipino. Huwag kang matatakot, may kasangga ka sa laban na ito. Sabay natin gisingin ng nasyon. At alam ko ang aking kaya, alam ko ang hindi, alam ko ang kailangan upang makapagsilbi. Hanggat may kabutihan, hanggat may pag-ibig, liwanag ang mananaig. At hindi ko may papangako ang
Pwede po tayo po. Isang napakagandang araw ng Biyernes po sa inyong lahat. Muli narito naman tayo sa ating Tapatan Media Forum at pinagagalak namin batiin ang ating mga taga-subaybay sa ating FB Live at YouTube live stream.
Yes, hello.
Kasama po natin ang mga kapatid sa media na walang sawang nagpo-cover ng ating forum week after week. Pakasal po tayo ng Holy Week at napakaraming po nangyari. Maraming rallies na ibigilin ang daganap at nakita natin na parami ang mga taong pumunta dito bilang magpapakita ng suporta sa ating pambato. Ay, may nag-press conference doon nakaraan pero hindi natin pag-usapan doon. Sabi nga ni VP Kenny Robredo, direksyon lang ang tingin. At kung napapansin niyo po, ang isang bayan ay nagbukas ng sariling headquarters para sa darating na halalan dito sa Academy Building, dating tinatawag ng Wonderful Building dito sa Makati. Simula po ngayon, dito na po ang venue ng ating mga susunod na Tapatan Forum. So, dumako na po tayo sa ating main event. Ang Tapatan po natin ngayon ay very special kasi mayroon kaming malaking balitang ibabahagi sa inyong lahat. Gaano ito ka-special? Kumuha po tayo ng guest celebrity ngayong umaga. Ganun po ito ka-exciting, Alexis.
Wow, thank you very much naman. Talagang napakaganda ng inyong pagbati sa aming lahat. Well, hello, good morning everyone. Tama po yan, Sir Alfie. This is not your usual Tapatan. Kasi ngayon, meron tayong malaking launch ng isang mobile app. Pwede kamay ko na yan sa darating na halalan. Talagang i-encourage ko rin ang bawat butante natin. Siyempre, natulungan tayo na ipanalo natin to. Nakita niyo naman sa ating mga teaser poster ang salitang HOPE. H-O-P, HOPE, which stands for Honest, Open, Philippine Elections. Kasama ang mga salitang tulad ng boto mo, bantayan mo, boto mo, ipaglaban mo, at boto mo, bayan mo. And of course, mamaya po, we will talk about the specific second launch na to.
Well, in a way, ang media forum natin today ay tungkol sa pag-asa. Dahil kung ano man ang aming i-launch ngayon ay makakatulong sa pagsisiguro na ang sagrado natin mga boto ay mabibilang at mapoprotektahan laban sa anumang manipulasyon o pandaraya. Kaya kasama sa mga teaser posters ang line na boto mo, pag-asa mo. Pero hindi na po namin ito patatagalin pa. Simulan na po natin ang ating forum.
Yes, at simulan po natin ang una po nating speaker ay kilala niyo na. Isa po siyang retratong magistrado ng Korte Suprema at bago yun ay naging Chief Presidential Legal Counsel noong panahon ni Pangulong Ramos. At ngayon, isa siya sa mga legal figures ng sambayan. Let us all welcome Justice Tony Carpio.
Good morning, everyone. Let me greet my colleagues in Isabayan, conveners and members alike. Thank you for being here. Let me greet our friends, the media. Thank you for attending this launch of our Hope app. Let me greet our friends and supporters in Isabayan. Thank you for attending this launch. And let me greet our viewers on Facebook and YouTube. Again, pleasant morning to everyone. Welcome to the launch of the Hope app. Hope stands for Honest, Open Philippine Elections. This vote protection app was developed by Cornerstone Technologies, and the first user of the app is Mayo. The launching of this app this morning is a joint project of Cornerstone Technologies and Mayo. The purpose of the Hope app is to empower every Filipino voter to protect not only his or her vote, but also the vote of all voters in his or her precinct. The voter will not only cast his or her vote, but will also ensure that all the votes cast in his or her precinct are not tampered with by hackers or cheaters. The Hope App takes advantage of the legal requirement in the Omnibus Election Code. The code requires that the third copy of the election return signed by members of the Board of Election Inspectors to be posted within the premises of the voting precinct so the public can view and take pictures of the election return. Now, the Hope app can be downloaded by anyone from the Android App Store or the iOS App Store. And once installed in the voter's smartphone, the app is ready to be used. At the end of voting hours on election day on May 9, 2022, the voter will take a picture of the election return at his or her precinct. Specifically, the election results for the president, the vice president, and the senators. The voter will also take a picture of the system hash code found at the bottom of the election return. If the system hash code doesn't appear at the bottom of the election return, that means the operating system of the vote counting machine has been tampered with. Any change in the operating system code, even a change of one letter or one comma, will disable the system hash code and prevent it from appearing in the election return. The system hash code is the same for all vote counting machines nationwide, and this system hash code has been publicly published already by the Commonwealth. So we have copies of the system hash code. Once the pictures are all taken, the app will then automatically transmit the pictures to the Hope National Counting Center here in this building. Dedicated PLDT and Globe toll-free numbers are available for this purpose. So the voter who sends the pictures will not be charged for sending the pictures. The pictures received from voters all over the Philippines will be digitized automatically, and the results will be counted per municipality, city, province, and nationwide. So the Hope app is also a quick count app, quicker than any quick count in Philippine election history. The results of the Hope app quick count will be available to the public in the Hope and Isabbayan websites as the results are tallied. The Isabbayan poll watchers will have these results on hand at the canvassing boards, whether the municipal, city, or provincial canvassing boards, to ensure that all certificates of canvass issued by these boards are correct. Any tampering of the electronic transmission of the election returns in the precincts, the local or national servers will easily be discovered and exposed. In summary, the Hope app can make every one of the more than 64 million registered voters a guardian of the votes of all voters in his or her precinct. This is a game changer in Philippine elections. Attorney Howie Calleja will explain further the Isabbayan poll watching activities, and Attorney Liam Villadam, the President of Cornerstone Technologies, will explain in detail the Hope app. So thank you once again. Welcome to the launch of the Hope app. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Tony. Remember, you can download the app already on your Android phones. Now, I think for iPhones, you will download it within the day. It will be available within the day. So, ngayon, papakinggan natin ang isa rin isang bayan convener. Itutuloy niya pagkalakay sa Hope app at sa poll watcher operations ng isang bayan para sa mainline elections. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Attorney Howie Calleja.
Hello. Yes, good morning again, everybody. Good morning to our friends. Good morning to our friends from the media, from Isabbayan, Pasay, Makati, We also have Sambayan Australia, Sambayan San Juan, mga samahan natin dyan at yung ating mga manufacturers, sponsors, and supporters. Salamat po sa inyo lahat. And of course, kasama rin namin yung iba natin na conveners and senatorials this morning. And representative from Senator Kiko Pangilinan. So, yung nabigay po sa atin, na-explain na po ni Justice Tony, ano ang isang bayan. Later, we will give you a run-through kung paano nire-register. But let me just give you ano po ang gagawin natin. We have this building, ito pong building in Buendia. This is ang bayan headquarters, which already been said that we have all 10 floors in the building. A while ago, some of you, most of you, we escorted around the area and showed you the capacity of this building. We have showed you that we are connected already for 200 computers, meaning 200 call center individuals that can run this operation in 3 shifts every day. So paano po mangyayari yan? We will start first this Monday on a skeletal force of 10 shifts, 10 calls that will do also the overseas voting starting Monday po. Start with our app, download the app, and also download our toll-free numbers, hotline, and text line. Sinabi ko, kahit na po kaya walang load, no need for the load because hotlines po siya. Doon sa app, once you register in the app, libre po ang registration sa app, libre rin po ang pagbigay ng information dyan sa app. Now, for the past 2 weeks, since the overseas voting have started, kung makikita niyo po sa ating mga text, marami pong nakikita na meron pong pagkuha ko ng balota, shaded na po. Ano po gagawin? Pagkuha ko ng balota, kulang ng stamp. Pagkuha ko ng balota, dalawa po yung nakuha ko. All of these problems and many more. Pero anong nakikita niyo madalas? Hindi yung galing itong text, galing ito sa pinsan ko, na kaibigan niya, na pinadala sa akin, galing Australia o galing US or something. So we don't know kung saan nanggagaling ito. So with this capacity here already in Buendia, we will be able to centralize all of that. Malalaman po natin kung sino yan, kung tawag yan, at kung fake na tawag yan. And then we can respond immediately. We are connected with the lead lawyers and also with the lawyers for Lenny. Dalawang lawyers group yan ang tumutulong sa Lenny Kiko at ibigay po natin ang concern. If it is a security concern, nandito po yung ating mga kasama po sa security sector at sila po ang gagawa at sasagot sa concern na yun. Kung ito po ay IT, meaning computer concern or software concern, meron din po tayong IT group that will do that. And also, of course, yung importante, paggawa ng tabulation, yung ating accountants and statisticians ay kasama din po natin. So that is starting po this Monday, no? Pag-ikot po natin. Second, May 2 and May 3, or next week, magsisimula na po ang final testing and sealing all over Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. So this app that we will have, that we will be introduced to you later on by Leah, hindi lang po ito ang bilang on the final day. Because we would need all of you to guard from the very start, no? Even before election starts. Kasi ano po ang palaging tinatanong sa akin before this election started, matatayan tayo.
Mababantayan ba natin? Maproprotektahan ba natin? Ito na po ang sagot. Let us have a peaceful election. Wag na po yung mga pandaraya. Yung mga pandaraya na po, we are putting you on notice na kaya natin yan makuha, kaya natin yan i-mitigate, kaya natin bawasan, if not to zero out, itong pandaraya, itong fraud during election. So during the final testing and sealing next week, sinabi na kanina ni Justice Tony, alam po natin yung match ng SD card, match ng VCM machine o voter counting machine, alam din natin yung hash code, kailangan malaman natin yan. Yan po lahat paaalam sa ating mga watcher at i-report po dito sa Buendia. Pagdating po ng May 9, magsisimula po tayo May 7. Maaga pa lang dahil doon pa lang natin ilalatag po yung ating 200 call center. At mamaya i-explain pa ni Attorney Ria, kung bakit kahit hindi po kayo dito, pwede din po kayong tumulong as poll watcher and as call center agents. No? So sa May 7 po, magsisimula po yung ating 200-man call center, 3 shifts a day, so bali 600 yan. And we can even expand for more. Kung nakita nyo po kanina, nung umikot tayo, nakaset up na po. So ready to go na po yan at any time. And in addition, I invite our senatoriables, invite our allied groups and friends. We can use the breakout rooms as our meeting rooms or headquarters. We already allocated a room for the Isambayan Makati that they can use here every time. And I also invited the senatoriables from our team, for their team, no, to have their meetings and to look at the operations dito po. So ang gusto po natin, starting today, if you are a voter, we have 65 million voters. We have more than 100,000 clustered precincts, 106,000 clustered precincts. So we need, technically, more than 200,000 to 300,000 poll watchers. Tama po? But with this app, with these hotlines, hindi na po natin kailangan ng 200 because we would have 60 million poll watchers. Every individual, every Filipino person can be a poll watcher. Sinabi po natin, boto mo, ipaglaban mo. Boto mo, bantayan mo. Boto mo, pag-asa mo. Dahil po, pagdating po ng halalan, patas-patas po tayo. Ang pag-asa po natin, nasa balota po natin. Pero, yung pag-asa pong yan, dapat bantayan. So come May 9, bantayan po ang balota. Starting today, we can download the Hope app that has been developed by Isambayan and Cornerstone together. So salamat po. Good morning, and kung meron pang questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them later.
Yes, talaga namang napakaganda ng sinabi ni Attorney Howie Calleja. Thank you very much po. Our next speaker, the actual owner, the president ng company na nag-develop ng Hope App. Narito na po siya. Please welcome Attorney Ria Villanueva Dam.
Hello. Hello. Good morning to everybody, and thank you for coming to our launch this morning. Okay, so this app, like what Justice Carpio said, we developed this hand in hand with Isambayan. The question before was, do we hack the system? My proposal to Justice was, no, sir. We will audit the system. I am a CPA lawyer, by the way. That's why my mindset is we will audit the system. So after 9 months of very close collaboration with Isambayan, we have developed finally the Hope platform. For the first time in Philippine history, a voter will be empowered to guard and protect his vote. For the first time, a comprehensive platform is created to provide the voters a secure communication channel, supported by a full-fledged call center helpline, ready to address any issue or concern raised to the right. This time in Philippine history, world-class professionals have banded together. Lawyers, accountants, statisticians, engineers, IT experts, BPO experts, security experts, even doctors and nurses. Everyone has come together on a single platform with a single goal: an honest and open Philippine elections for 2020. I present to you the Hope App. First of all, we have the news portion. If you notice the app, there are several icons there. First is news. We will give you what is happening on the ground. Real news, not fake news. Second, over the country. So one example is if we're going to have rally, not just for Lenny, but for all the other candidates as well. Because this app is not just for one candidate. Announcements.
There's Philippines, so that means everyone who downloads the app will get all the Philippine level podcasts. Next is the National Capital Region 4th District, going down to City of Makati, down to Barangay San Lorenzo. So what does this mean? Why is this relevant? On election day, if there's any incident happening, let's say in Barangay San Lorenzo, and you are part of that group, you will receive a broadcast that will tell you what is happening on the ground. Another functionality that we will have are secure group chats. So if you notice, there are various professionals or volunteers for them. So we will have various
recording in progress
platforms for each of these groups. And why? In case later there's an escalation, we know who are the members of that particular group, where are they situated, and how we can reach them. I'll expound more on that later. Of course, as with any communication platform, there is always the private messaging functionality. But what is the advantage of this one as compared to Viber? In Viber, if you notice, once you are part of a group chat, your phone number can be exposed to all the members of that group chat. So what happens? After the event is done, your number is now spread all over. So what happens? You get all spam messages. You get all unwanted messages from strangers who you don't even want to deal with. With this platform, your phone number is masked. Your email is masked. No one's going to know what your email or your phone number is, unless, of course, you give it out. So back to the what needs to be done. So coming from the pandemic, learnings from the pandemic, we put in this module, which is actually more of an LMS, a learning management system. So we put here the training module, and if you notice, there is the watcher training and there is the call center training. So these are for the volunteers who will be signing up. You might sign up anytime before elections. And if you miss the session, you can just go to this module and go through all the videos, all the learning materials that are posted there. And we are striving to make it as easy to understand as possible. Next is, if you see that binocular, don't worry, by the next week we will be changing the UI of the app. Okay, it will look much more nicer. But for now, just follow the icons that we have. But if you notice, there is a watcher. So what is that watcher? On election day, this watcher will be enabled. For now, we're going to turn it off because you don't need that functionality as yet. On election day, this will be turned on, and this is how the watcher module looks like. First of all, on the dashboard, there's the open PC, open PCM. submit ER and other information, 911 call, 911 chat, and live stream. When you press the 911 call, this is how the screen looks like. That number will be the toll-free number provided by both PLDT and SMART for our initiative. What do you mean by toll-free? When you call that number, you will not be charged for the calls. We have the 911 chat. So what happens right now, there's no messages. So in case you don't know, when you're on the ground, you don't know, is this really something serious or not so serious? If you're not sure if it merits a call, you can just send a chat. And rest assured that someone is going to act. You're very much familiar with Facebook Live, right? Most of you are, most of us are. So what happens? Why use this instead of Facebook Live? When you do Facebook Live, yes, it's out there in public, but no one is going to pick it up and address your concern, right? In this instance, when you do a live stream, an incident will be issued internally, then we know that there is something happening. Rest assured that someone is going to pick up that issue that you are raising. Now, what are those issues? It could be a legal issue. It could be a security issue. It could even be a medical issue. Because why? We have doctors and nurses who are volunteers, who are part of our database. So, basically, aside from that, we have the open precinct and the open PCM. What does it mean? Imagine you are trying to monitor 106,000 precincts. It is a massive amount of information that is coming in. If you don't have a way of automating your monitoring or having analytics, you're going to go crazy. So what we designed with this system is our watchers, we will be requesting them to know what time will the precinct open. Precincts are supposed to open at 7 o'clock in the morning. So they will be sending reports. And it's as easy as just clicking open precinct and encode the time, what time it open. At 7:30, I'm going to run the database. I will pick up all of those precincts that have not yet opened. A trouble ticket will be issued and sent to the outbound call center agents. Please call this. How come the precincts have not opened as of 7:30? They will log the reason into those trouble tickets. At 8 o'clock, another analysis will be run to see which precincts are still closed. By 9 o'clock, another one will be run. Now, these concerns might become serious election protest level issues. So what are we going to do about it? We have the group under Attorney Howie, the lawyers, the lead lawyers and the lawyers for Lenny. We're going to push those concerns towards them and say, this is what is happening. So what happens? There is someone to patch all these issues. It's not just something that, why will we update it? Who's going to take a look at it? This time, yes, we are going to take a look. Same issue with the open PCM. Once the precinct is open, the PCM machines also needs to be open. So same. What time does it need to be open? Every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, every hour, we're going to run that to ensure which precincts are still open, which precincts are closed. And then alert will be sent out. So these are functionalities that we have developed to once you register as a watcher, your precinct number will be tagged there. All the issues that you raise, all the issues raised by the watchers tagged under that precinct will be counted as incidents of that precinct. And we're going to set a bar. Maybe 5 incidents, 5 major incidents, 10 minor incidents. And an alert will be sent for us to do a deeper dive. What is happening in that particular precinct? So what makes this app revolutionary? It is not just having this channel to gather information, but most importantly, how do we analyze that information? It's the equivalent of having big data without having the capability of interpreting that data in its sources. So our group has put a lot of time and effort to ensure that each and every concern should be addressed. One last thing, and this is the most crucial. The unofficial parallel fund. So what happens now? What we're going to do, like what Justice Marco said, is that we are going to take photos of all those election returns of all those 106,000 precincts. We will convert it into a database, but not that easy. We need to validate the information, otherwise it's garbage in, garbage out. So what are we going to do? We have put in systems and processes in place to ensure that the data is clean before we put it into the database for aggregating the results. So there will be a person to actually verify. Systematically, what will happen is we will be comparing the results of at least 2 photos per precinct. If the 2 photos match, then we will see once it's converted from a photo into the data, if the conversion is correct. If the conversion is correct, there is a person who will verify it that it is verified. Once it's clicked verified, that's the time it goes into the database for tallying. So it's not just any information that people will send in. Now what happens? Example, the results do not match. From the same precinct, different results. A trouble ticket will be issued again and sent to our outbound call centers. Please check. Why are the results not tallied? The beauty of it is in all of these things, whatever are their findings will also be encoded into the system. So in case we want to do a deep dive on what is happening, all this information will be pulled out and analyzed. Because like what I mentioned, what is critical here is analytics. It's one thing to have all the data, and another thing to be able to interpret and act on the data. One thing. Example, if we find out that, okay, there's something happening here, what do? We will be setting up an escalation chain. So when a concern comes in, we will determine, is it a legal concern? Is it a safety and security concern? Is it a medical concern? Or is it a social media concern, a PR concern? And as such, these tickets will be escalated to the groups who is most suited to handle them. So what I mentioned before, whatever concerns are raised will be handled and treated like a full-fledged call center, BPO setup. And why do I say that? Anyone who has worked for a call center or a BPO knows that number 1, what is crucial? Answering. Second is ensure that all the trouble tickets are closed. And number 3 is mean time to resolve these trouble tickets. So we will also be running the diagnostics, the analytics. What trouble tickets are still open? Are these crucial or not? If it is crucial and it's a legal issue, should we already file a case with our COMELEC? File a protest? Do you understand? So for the first time, we will have something that will collate all these election-related matters into a central database And based on that, we will be able to determine what is happening to our country on May 9. So finally, what does all this mean to you as a voter? We have exerted so much efforts doing rallies. We have exerted so much efforts doing house-to-house campaigning. We have spent so much of our own funds supporting the candidate that we wish to win. What if at the end, the unthinkable will happen?
Hindi clear. Oh, ito yung may echo.
Hopefully it will not. Because why? You are finally empowered to protect your own vote by acting as the eyes and ears on the ground. Imagine if 65 million people, 65 million voters will download the app or use the app or use our facility to guard the vote, to be the eyes and ears, watching and guarding the vote. Can and clean data. So now what do we need to do? Number one, we need to download the app. Number two, we need to register as a watcher or a volunteer. Because why? If you don't do that, whatever information you send, our database will reject it. Because why? I don't know where the source is coming from. And I believe that is a valid concern. And finally, once you have downloaded the app, once you have registered, please report any irregularity that you may observe on election day. Because why? As non-lawyers, we might think it is irrelevant, but actually it is a major election violation. If it doesn't seem right, send a chat. We'll try to see if there's really a reason to be worried about it. So after this, I hope I have convinced everybody that number one, we have the capability to do this. Number two, we need everybody's help, everybody's cooperation to be able to protect everybody's vote. Remember, at the end of the day, it is my hope, it is your hope, it is our hope to have an honest and open Philippine election this coming May. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Attorney Rhea.
Ang next naman po namin kalawagin, pinamangkilan natin ito, syempre naman. Ang next natin VP, ang kuya ni Senator Kiko.
Si Kuya.
Kuya Joseph Pangilinan.
Hello.
Sense na, ito ko para naman tayo ito. Upuy-upuy ang ni Tito Pangilinan, better known as Tito Donnie Pangilinan. As a matter of fact, it's the first time I'm being introduced of myself. Pero I'm speaking in behalf as a surrogate of a younger brother, Senator Tito, Senator Tito Pangilinan. He was my roommate for 26 sambayan sa lahat ng tumulong dito sa app na ito, Hope. Incidentally, that's also the kind of government we want. Honest, an open Philippine government. Ano ba ang kahulugan ng tapat na picture? Hindi din. I'm overwhelmed a bit because having 65 million phone workers, phone watchers, is game-changing, and it is called disruptive technology. It's about time, except we only have 2 weeks to go. Kaya sana po, 6 months ago, wala tayong nagagawa. In any case, there are, as you know, hundreds of thousands, millions of people who can benefit from this because they're out there doing house to house right now. Kahapon po nasa Malabon kami. In the morning, we were at Tabi. We are 9 brothers and sisters po. Number 4. And we are all over the Philippines. Kawawa po si VP Lenny kasi tatlo lang yung they are so great. I mean, this family is so great. They're such good people. I've been with them. I also appreciate our value. I'm telling you, this is it's not the family we're fighting for, it's the Filipino family. Kailangan din sa lahat ng parallel groups sa bayan. I'm not sure it's 200, it's 100. Plus all the many forces of the Lenny Tito tandem. Sana po right now, we only have 2 weeks to go. Sana po, i-focus natin ang mga senador, ang mga vice president people, especially the president. That's sabi nga nila, order or instruction number 1. Lenny Robredo must win. Right now, last night, we saw Cebu, second rally in Cebu, and unofficially, officially 100,000. Some of our sources said as much as 300,000, but much more if we count the way the others party does, which includes those who came and left. Sobrang dami po. Mas marami po. It's close to kalahating million na pumunta sa Cebu last year. And we are so thankful to Kinsu. Bukas po si Kinsu at pinamang po niyang Lenny Tito. Absolutely in the vernacular, in the dialect. I'm so happy. I'll just go to the last part. We're just here to say thank you and congratulations. But the beneficiaries of this event are not here. They're out there. Here in the world. And I guess everybody has the same access. Tayo po'y nasa isang sitwasyon na napakahalaga, napakalupa. Ito na siguro ang pinakamahalagang eleksyon o halalan sa tanang kasaysayan ng Pilipinas. Hindi lang po dahil si Lenny Robredo at si Vicky Pangilinan. This is way, way, way beyond them. Tayo po'y nasa gitna ng sakot-saring suliranin. We just came from the longest lockdown sa balat ng lupa. Suliranin ng kalusugan. Nandiyan po yung ekonomiya na nag-umpisang administrasyon ito 6 trillion ang utang. Ngayon po, magka 13 trillion na. you cannot imagine the magnitude of the problem of the Filipino people. And actually, the biggest problem is the problem of, as you know, disinformation. Sabihin natin ng kapitlan, hindi naman kaya nga po kami nagkakaroon. Pero para lang makita nila sa mata namin, ito, problema gusto namin tulungan. So we thank everybody for the support you've given to my brother, to Senator Kiko. Ang problema po ng Pilipinas, higit sa lahat, napakasimple, gutom. And this is exactly why yung kanyang tagline po ay hello gutom. Sorry, pagkakita pa ng gobyerno ng hello gutom, goodbye pagkain. Yan yung tapat, hello pagkain, goodbye gutom. Sa gobyerno ng tapat, maraming salamat.
Yes, kuya, napakaganda ng inyong mensahe. Talagang, kayo talaga tayo, ako bumoto. At syempre, gagawin ko rin yung hoka para talagang nagkakabantayan ang boto. Ibo-promote ko sa lahat ng kaibigan ko, sa lahat ng kapamilya, kapitbahay mo, at lahat ng pwedeng botante.
Alexis, natawag
yung Apple po, ginagawa ko lang, at tayo po within the day or tomorrow, effective po siya. Pero sa Play Store, sa ano po, hindi pwede na po kayo pag-upload.
So, lahat ng 65 million voters out there, you could download the app now for free. Please do so. Bantayan niyo ang inyong boto. Okay?
Ano mga pa-import natin ang boto? Bawat boto. Makakount yan. Kaya ipanalo natin to. Please. At i-download to ha. So, ang next natin tatawagin, pinopromote na natin ang ating senatorial goals. Tawagin natin ang senatorial candidate ng sambayan na si Attorney L. Perlapo.
Maraming salamat. Pero hindi ako lawyer.
Labor. Sorry, it's not corrected. Kayo po check. Sir Alpia.
Okay. Magandang umaga. Unahin na sa ating mga kamagagawa sa mass media na nandito kayo. Magandang umaga sa mga attendees natin dito sa launch ng Hope. At gusto ko pasalamatan ang initiators ng event na ito, ang sambayan executive board at ang conveners, jointly with the Cornerstone of Technologies. Obviously, Cornerstone talaga ang proyekto nito dahil isang magandang bato na magkakaroon ng tunay na pagbabago sa kasalukuyang electoral exercises natin. Kanina, nung tinuturo tayo, talagang shock and awe para sa akin. Alam ko, isang maliit na proyekto na, pero nakita naman kung gaano makabuluhan ang nilulaunch na proyekto ito na kung saan ay hindi lang exclusive kundi participatory para sa lahat ng ating mga botante at mamamayan. Open talaga siya at isang pamamaraan na mababantayan talaga natin ang ating mga boto. Our votes are sacred. No? Each and every vote counts and would be an important event for the future. And so I wish to express again my warm congratulations to the initiators of this honest, open Philippine elections. Boto mo, bantayan mo. Dito po nakasalalay ang magiging kinabukasan ng ating inang bayan. And I'd like to call on the youth who would comprise the majority of the voters this coming election. 60% po ng 65 million voters ay mga kabataan. So hindi lamang sa panahon ng election po kanilang kabuluhan, kundi even after the electoral exercises. Napakahalaga po ng magiging role ng ating kabataan. So in ending, I'd like to express my warm best wishes to the Air Defender Warriors birthday mo ngayon at gusto kong bigyan ng veneration yung nag-alay ng kanyang buhay upang depensa ng ating kalikasan, ng ating environment in order that we would have a better place in the Philippines as well as the planet where we live. Maraming salamat. Really,
Sir Elmer, I stand corrected. Ang next natin ko, ito talaga to. Lagi ko nakikita sa social media. Maraming posting. So, baka na ba ito ganun? Congressman Mary Calmar.
Hello. Pinala ko kasi kahit nakatawa ako doon, parang nakaupo pa rin ako. So, ang kami Joseph, tinan mo naman yung mic na bubunuin ko doon masyadong mataas. Good morning po. It's great to see my colleagues sa isang bayan, mga conveners na nakasama ko dati, having been one of the conveners when Isambayan was formed in 2020, no? Until I filed my leave of absence, of course, when I filed my certificate of candidacy to run for the Senate. And secondly, I'm very, very proud na Isambayan ang, together with Ria, of course, nakagawa nitong Hope Apps ng term ni Justice Carpio. I've always looked at him as the best Chief Justice that the Supreme Court never had kasi sabi nga ni Justice Carpio could be a game changer dito sa ating electoral exercise sa May 9. Nakakalungkot lang po, hindi ba? Na kailangan ng mga individual citizens natin na maghanap ng paraan para naman ma-ensure yung boto mabasa. Kasi grabe ang pag-suffer ng credibility ng ating automation system. Kami sa bayan muna, we voted yes for the automation system kasi grabe ang daya sa manual. Pero unfortunately, the noble vision of an automated election has foundered in the sea of untransparency and reports of electoral fraud. Kaya in fact, basically sa concept nga para sa akin, yung automated system na ito dapat na nga baguhin at i-amyendahan ng batas. Kahit sa conceptual constitutional aspect, for me, ang automated election system natin violates two of the most important elements of the right to suffrage. The right to suffrage is secret voting, public counting. Ang automation natin baliktad eh. Public voting, sa laki ng iyong balota, makikita kung anong sino binoboto mo, pero secret counting, which is definitely a violation. In any case, mabuti na nagkaroon nitong Hope Apps na ito at makatulong doon sa pagsawata ng feared na electoral fraud na gagamitin. This is not merely guarding votes of a candidate. This is also guarding the future of the next generation of Filipinos through VP Lenny and Senator Kiko. Very important po yun. Dati sa mga Isambayan forum na pinupuntahan ko, ang palagi nilang tanong noon sa akin, Kong Neri, paano na lang pag dinaya tayo? Ang sagot ko palagi noon pa man sa kanila, dodoblehin na lang natin yung kampanya natin. We will make sure na grabe ang campaign natin, lalaki ang boto ng kandidato natin para mas mahirap dayain. Pero ngayon, at least, hindi ko lang uulitin yung sinabi kong wala tayong magawa except to double our efforts to increase the vote margin. But now, we have an apps that will make sure that whatever and however the margin in the incoming elections is, mabibilang ang boto natin. I'm very, very happy. Isambayan is a major part of that. Maraming salamat po. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
Maraming salamat, Neri. Okay, so, hindi makukumpleto ang tapatan kung wala tayong open forum. And I'm sure marami sa inyo ay merong gustong tanungin dahil bagong-bago ang lahat na nangyayari ngayon. No? So, para sa mga katanungan, just raise your hand and we'll have one mic. So anyone from media, if you have questions, just raise your hand. Everyone inside this room right now, everyone who has questions, just raise your hand and we'll have the mic brought to you. Okay, here we have our first question now.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Joy Oitioko, One Sambayan Makati Villages Council. We are, our organization coordinates very closely on the ground with Robredo People's Council. We support the campaign. And my question is this. We are counting here the application, the app counts per precinct, okay? However, poll watching is done by cluster of precincts. We are allowed 2 poll watchers per accredited party for a cluster of precincts. In District 1, most of these precincts are 2 clusters per precinct. I'm sorry, 2 precincts per cluster, about 600 voters. In District 2, we have as many as 8 precincts per cluster, which means we only have, since the 2 poll watchers per cluster are shifting, there is only 1 watcher at a time during the voting period, from 7 in the morning until 7 in the evening. The other watcher is expected to be there to go in and take and watch if the poll watcher number 1 has to go to take a bathroom break or to eat lunch or whatever. Okay, so I think you're seeing where I'm going through, no? In Rizal Barangay, we have more than 1,000 voters per cluster. It is the most dense barangay in voter-wise in the city of Makati. Only is in effect, my understanding of it is that it is an audit of the precincts. Am I correct? You cannot physically watch per precinct because you are allowed only 2 poll watchers per cluster. The only one who is authorized to enter the polling center and the precinct is the poll watcher. So that's my question, Howie. My understanding is it is an audit system. In other words, nakuha na, nakaboto na, lahat ng pangyayari tapos na by the time we are on.
Yes, Joy, thank you for the question. Good morning again. Hindi po ito, audit is one part of the system. As explained a while ago, we start by the opening of polls. No? We start by opening of the polls, opening of the VCM, and any action or any irregularity, anything na sa tingin nyo suspicious, pwede nyo pong i-report doon, number 1. Number 2, with regards to the clustered precincts, when we mean 106 or 100,000 or more, that means clustered precincts. The clustered precincts can be 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 individual precincts clustered into one. Meaning, pinagsama-sama po yan at meron pong isang VCM or isang makina controlling that clustered precinct. Also, they only vote, all of them, in one presinto, in one classroom. So, yung pong dalawang watcher natin, tama po, dalawa po ang ating watcher. That's why we are, sabi natin, we are enabling not only the watcher, but also everybody. Yung pong watcher can take pictures, photos inside the precinct or the polling center, except photos of the ballot. Okay? So kung meron pong nangyayari sa presinto, pwede po yan. Yung pong mga nasa labas, kasi hindi naman po bawal sa labas o sa labas ng eskwelahan, you also can take pictures. Kayo po rin ay pwedeng kumuha ng mga pangyayari. Pangatlo, pagsarado po ng ating presinto ng 6 o'clock, pagdating po ng bilangan, it is a public counting po yan. Hindi lang po watcher ang magbibilang. Public na po. So everybody po, bago po mag-tabulate, pwede po silang sumama. Hindi po pwedeng pagbawalan ang public sa pagtingin ng bilangan. Pwede lang pong limitahan ang public doon po sa botohan para hindi magulo ang boto. Pero pag nagsara na po ang botohan at nagsimula na po ang bilangan, pwede na pong pumasok lahat, pati po public. Yun nga lang siyempre, mas nasa harapan yung mga poll watcher because they are given the priority. No? But everybody is invited. Lastly, sabi nga natin, pwedeng picturean yung election return. If we get, and with the help of all the watchers and all the voters, 60 million voters of the Philippines, pwede po tayong kumuha ng election return, ng resulta on the election return. Kung hindi man natin makuha yan from the BEI, one election return, the 8th copy of the election return is posted. Okay? Nakapost po yan sa po ng litrato po yan. So, salamat po. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you very much for the clarification.
Ms. Joy, I think if I may add to Attorney Howie's comprehensive reply, one thing that you mentioned, I think, is the lack of volunteers. Am I right? Because you only have 2. But what we could do is through the app, we could have a way to augment those volunteers. Kasi it's 2 at a time. Right?
No,
2 at a time.
it's 2 for the whole voting period. You have 1 person inside the cluster. My understanding of it
But
is,
what, yeah, I understand. But what we could do is we could help augment the watchers by having volunteers outside the precinct. If they need to eat, if they need to go to the bathroom, you know, at least we have a cluster of people outside. So I understand your concern about just having 2, but we will see. Maybe we can discuss it after.
okay, thank you very much.
Separately. Yes.
I
We'll
want
see
to
how
look
we
at
can
that.
address that concern po.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Kita niyo naman dito sa sambayan, talaga may solusyon lahat ng bagay. So next question po, if meron.
Yes. Good morning po. I'm Joyce Balancho from ABS-CBN. First of all, congratulations on a very good application. But I think the application, it appears it is heavily dependent on connectivity and internet connection. So how will this function specifically in areas that have limited connectivity? How can our watchers and volunteers send information or concerns? Thank you.
Okay, I will address that concern. Number 1, on the connectivity issue, I agree, it is dependent on data. If your information is crucial, if you click that 911 call, if you notice, a number pops out. As long as there is mobile phone signal, that call will go through to our system. So you will be able, if you're not able to take a photo, you're not able to send a photo, that is okay. At least you can verbally report to us what is happening, provided, of course, that you are registered. Because if you are not registered in our database, we will not accept your call. So you need to be registered. That's number 1. Number 2, on the issue of the photo being taken, example at the precinct, there's no internet connectivity for one reason or the other. Just take a photo of the election return. The phone, the app, will store that photo. And the moment you go to a place where there is internet connection, it will immediately push the photo to our servers in the cloud. Okay. And another thing that we put as a backup is this. Once the photo is taken from your phone and it is an election return, a PDF copy will be generated and an email will be generated coming from your app. It is not coming from your email. Okay? It is coming from your email identity within the app. So that I will know once it comes to our system, I will know that it is still coming from you. Why? So that we could properly tag it which precinct that concern originated from.
Follow-up
Thank
lang,
you.
ma'am. What mechanisms have we placed to prevent hacking?
Okay, number one, hacking, what we did was the app is only available for local download. It is only available in the Philippines. We are not opening this globally. That in itself will already address the issue of state-sponsored attacks. Number two, we have contracted a cybersecurity expert to do a VAPT test. That's a vulnerability assessment and penetration test. So our app has gone through that several iterations. And that is the exact reason why as of today, you will not be able yet to download the app on Apple because they found some vulnerabilities that did not allow it to push through. So we are addressing those issues on Apple, and hopefully by end of day today or by tomorrow, you will be able to download it on the Apple Store.
Last na lang po for me, but anyone from Isambayan can answer. This is for another topic. The COMELEC has partnered with KBP for the last installment of the presidential and the vice presidential debate after its former partner, Impact Hub, allegedly failed to pay 14 million pesos to Sofitel, the venue of the debate. So first and foremost, any reaction to that? Any comment on the chosen partner of COMELEC initially for the first two installments of the debate? And hindi po ba dapat una pa lang KBP na yung pinili ng COMELEC for its partner?
Okay. Thank you for that, Joyce. No? Nagulat din po ako nung nabalitaan ko nagkaroon ng konting problema doon sa bagong doon sa dati nilang partner. Ito yung hindi nagbayad, di ba? So, but sa akin, we leave it up to that. I trust that now that they are partnered with KBP, it will be a stronger debate tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the schedule. So I trust that COMELEC and KBP can do a respectable and a good debate para bukas. Doon man naman po sa pag-address kung ano yung nangyari doon sa former partner nila, I think that should be between a case or an issue between COMELEC and their partner. So if there's any legal issue between them, I leave it with COMELEC. But siguro ito pangkatok na rin sa COMELEC because it shows some vulnerabilities with COMELEC. So sana maging maingat sila sa pagtingin ng mga supplier nila. Kasama na rin dito yung supplier nila sa pagbigay ng mga logistics. Kaya nga nagbabantay ang isang bayan, number one. Number two, kakatokan ko na rin po sila dahil less than 3 weeks na lang or a little bit more than 2 weeks, nasa batas po natin na dapat lahat po ng mga disqualification case dapat tapos na at meron pa rin pong pending disqualification case laban sa isang kandidato dyan na hindi nagbabayad ng taxes. So sana po, ito po marisolbahan na rin ng COMELEC at the soonest possible time. Salamat po.
Okay, I think we have a question from GMA.
Good morning po. I'm Victoria Tulad from GMA7. On the app po muna, how will you encourage yung elder population po natin to download and use the app? Especially, baka maraming hindi techie.
Okay, for the senior citizens, in other words, those who are not tech savvy, I believe they have children and most importantly, grandchildren. I think now with the advent of online schooling, I will say something. My 9-year-old son and my 7-year-old daughter and my 5-year-old daughter, I feel are even more adept than I am when it comes to Zoom and Schoology and all those other apps. So what I'm saying is that Yes, it is a challenge. That is something that, we need to address. And we addressed it by making the app as user-friendly as possible. So in case the lolos and the lolas need the assistance, I'm sure there are people who are more than willing to assist.
Another question po, anyone from One Sambayan. Your reaction lang po sa recent dismissal ng COMELEC sa case ni former Senator Bongbong Marcos?
Well, that's dismissal by the division. So there's still an appeal to the en banc. And from the en banc of COMELEC, you can still appeal to the Supreme Court. So it's still a long way. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Any more questions
Yes,
from our audience?
katanungan
Oh, there.
po.
We have one, two,
Sa likod po, meron
several
po.
people raising their hands.
Yes, more questions, more fun. Tuloy lang po para masagot natin lahat.
Hi, thank you. I'm Al Mayoralgo, Isang Bayan Makati Villages Council. I'm a senior and I'm not too techy, so pardon me if I have missed out on this, but would there be a vetting process for these volunteers who would be enlisting so that we could ensure that they are indeed sincere volunteers supportive of our cause and not possibly be out there to spy, sabotage, send false information, create an aura of doubt and uncertainty on our results as part of their strategy. Thank you.
Sir Al, thank you very much for that question. And I believe it really needs to be addressed. Okay. First and foremost, what we are envisioning, what we are planning is this. We already have volunteers whom we know. So we will make them the second line to vet all these volunteers who will sign up through the app. If you notice, we have the registration down to barangay level. And why barangay level? Because the barangay is the smallest LGU unit, right? Chances are, if you're part of that barangay, sana naman kilala mo neighbors mo. If not, medyo magpakilala ka sa neighbors mo para makilala ka nila at ma-vet ka nila that yes, you are really an honest person. But then again, this app is available for download to everybody regardless of which presidential, vice presidential, or senatorial candidate you are supporting. Because at the end of the day, we are here to protect the vote of each and every Filipino voter. I hope that answered the concern.
Let me just add, there will be two types of people who will be uploading the pictures. The first will be our poll watchers, those who register with us, those who we have trained. And the second type will be the general public. So there will be people who will upload the same picture or the same picture for the election return. So we will compare if they have any discrepancies. So we can check because we have our own poll watchers and also we will have pictures from the general public. So we will just check that. Thank you.
Okay, next question po. I think I saw some hand at the back also. Oh, there. Yes, sir.
Danny Peralta po from Isang Bayan, Australia. Congratulations. Ito po ang hinihintay naming mga question na nanggagaling sa Australia. Kung paano natin proteksyahan ang ating boto para sa malinis na eleksyon. Ang tanong ko lang po, I like the comments ni Senator, would-be Senator Nery Colmenares. Yun din po ang sinasagot ko sa mga tao, hindi ko po alam kung paano natin proteksyonan ang ating boto. Pagdating ko dito, it's only about two days now, ang lagi pong kinakausap yung mga taxi driver. Kasi sa kanila, ang basis ng kanilang thinking, para bumoto na sa grassroots. DNF, we know, 2014-16, natalo tayo dyan because of the influence ng ABC, mga oligarch. Sa nadidinig ko ngayon, magandang laban natin. Pero paano natin po proteksyonan ang ating mga boto para maging malinis at mailuklok natin si Lenny, Kiko, Pangilinan para sa pagbabago ng ating lipunan at bayan. Ang nakikita po namin sa overseas ay dayaan sa eleksyon. We've seen this many times. Kaya ang tanong nila, paano natin po proteksyon nating boto? Ito ang sagot natin. Pero ang tanong ko po sana, siguro i-address ko kay Rhea to, no? Sinagot na rin at tinanong na rin ng isang bayan Makati na ano ang gauging natin sa mga magjo-join? Because this is an open volunteer na po pwede tayong mag-accept as membership. Kung isasabotage nila ang ating kasi meron ba tayong connection or verification how we count the vote? Kasi hindi natin kontrolado ang COMELEC system. Yung smart tech nila, di ba? Kung ano man yung system na gagamitin. So how do we connect yung ating analysis of voting coming from the COMELEC? Yung ba itatransfer natin through our own system na ini-introduce natin to be able to see kung ano magiging result ng eleksyon. And second, I still believe na kinakailangan magkaroon ng close determination at checking yung mga taong magjo-join. Kasi ang kailangan natin dito yung mga solid na supporter ni Lenny, yung Kiko para maipanalo natin. Kaya nga natin ginagawa ito para masuportahan natin from the very beginning at to the end at maipanalo natin ang ating pambato na si Lenny. So, ilan po. At kasi ito po yung mga tinatanong sa overseas. Ang proteksyon ng aming boto, kung tayo'y dadayain, ano ang ating gagawin? Kasi nalalaman po namin sa dami ng fake news na natatanggap namin, it is only right na maramdaman namin at makita rin na sa dami ng rally na ginagawa, and I could testify that, even in Australia, nakakasigurado po kami na halos 70% ng boto doon Lenny. Okay? So, ang tanong, nakikita namin ng surge of voters supporting Lenny. Lately in Bataan, 75,000. Meron tayong 145,000 sa Pasig. Natabunan ng Cebu. So, that alone indicates na tayo, na more than 50% tayo na pwede nating ipanalo ang ating kandidating si Lenny in Kiko. So, kinakailangan pagtibayan natin at kailangan din nating malaman kung paano natin susuportahan at ititindig natin na may panalo si Lenny. Ito yung ginagawa po natin ito ay tama lang po. So, gusto lang po namin malaman ng husto ano ba ang assurance natin na ang aming boto ay tunay na proteksyonan para sa good governance na pagpasok ni Lenny bilang presidente. Salamat po.
Thank you for that question. Isang Bayan is a coalition of political parties, registered political parties. So all of these registered political parties will have their watchers. And they know these watchers because they are their appointed watchers. And they will also be using our app. So as I said, we will have two types of people who will be uploading. Those uploaded by our members, they belong to the coalition. So we are pretty sure that they have been vetted because they are the poll watchers of our political parties, like the Liberal Party, like Magdalo, like Bayan Muna. So they are registered with us, and more or less we are sure. And they will all be sending pictures of the election returns. And we will compare if Magdalo, Bayan Muna, Liberal Party sent the pictures and they all jibe, then we are assured of that. We will also check from the general public. The general public, we wanted to draw them in so that they will participate. And there are also areas where we may not have enough poll watchers, and that those areas will be filled up by the general public. So there are ways of counter-checking this. If, for example, in a precinct where we don't have any poll watcher from any of our coalition partners, we will have to rely on the pictures sent by, let's say, 10 people. And let's say out of the 10, 7 are consistent with each other. There are 3 that are not. We will rely on the 7 because more or less that will be the correct one. So it will operate that way. But we have our own registered watchers already, and we are they are familiar to us. We have vetted them already. But we want to involve the citizenry in poll watching. This is why we went for this app. Thank you.
And if I may add to what Justice Carpio mentioned, one question that you raised, sir, was that how about the overseas vote? Since the app is not available for global download, we created a solution for the overseas vote. We are now integrating other platforms into our system. What are these other platforms? We will be integrating Telegram, WhatsApp, FB Messenger. So using these apps, we will provide you with the details how you can send these concerns to our central headquarters here in Manila. And we will also, remember I mentioned earlier, we only have 200 seats here, expandable up to 1,000. 1,000 call center agents is not enough to support 65 million voters and 65 million downloads of the app. So what we did is we will even extend the call center platform to anyone who wants to volunteer all over the country. All you need is a desktop or a laptop with a headphone and a stable internet connection. And of course, your promise to become an honest volunteer. If you are vetted by whoever is in charge of the barangay to which you belong to, we will give you the credentials to be able to be part of our virtual call center agents. So this is another revolutionary step that we are taking, because I understand that we have volunteers all over the country who want to set up their own call centers. So instead of having to determine how to set it up, what will be the infrastructure behind to help you, to assist you, will you get your own lawyers, will you do this, will you do that? It's not easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to make your lives easier. Just download our platform, be part of our system, and we will address whatever concerns are raised by your call centers, agents, and by your watchers.
If I may add lang, kami kasi sa Makabayan, we have our poll watch machinery. Of course, since we were running in 2001. So for every precinct, statutory, legally, we are entitled to 2 watchers. 2 watchers for Bayan Muna, 2 for Gabriela, 2 for Anak Pawis, 2 for Kabataan, 2 for ACT teachers, halimbawa. So ngayon, ang isang kinaiba nito, yung sa amin kasi dati, pag picture ng election return ng aming watchers all over the country, ipapadala sa main command center namin, ima-manual siya. Whereas ito, digitized na. This is something good. So talagang namin to ma-avail talaga namin to kasi very advanced ito. Ngayon, ang other members, ang isa sa katangian ng isang bayan, marami siyang mga party list groups. Yung Magdalo, I'm sure, has been running their poll watching for years now. Yung Akbayan, for example, doing all this. Kaya ang pag-vet talaga ng watchers, at least among ourselves, igagawin na talaga namin yan muna para hindi na yan lumundo doon sa isang bayan at sa apps. So, bagamat magbabantay sa sabotage o sa kung ano pa mang mga attempts na masira ito, siguro ang malawak ang miyembro ng isang bayan that they can also of course provide the main layer of watchers na vet na mismo syempre ng mga party list like minention ko, like Anak Pawis na minention ko kanina. So yeah, we could be attacked of course. Ano bang term ni Justice Carpio Morales nga kanina? Pwede ba? Yeah, of course, pero talagang this is a good apps in a way na kailangan na lang yung warm bodies ng mga members ng isang bayan na tumulong para maging successful ito.
No. I was using the word jam. Suppose they jam yung mga cellphones natin. How do we go about seeing to it that we can still convey any irregularities that we observe?
Yes, ma'am. In case there's a jamming, if it's a signal, mobile phone signal jamming, mahirap yun. Kasi ano talaga yun eh, yung towers na yung in-attack. But the beauty of our app is that if you take a photo, the moment you go to a place where there's internet or there's signal, the photo will automatically be pushed to the cloud. So there will just be a delay. But I understand, ma'am, the challenge kasi of cell phone jamming is that even your calls will not go through. So if you notice when you go to the grand rallies, chances are when you use your phone, you could not send anything, you could not receive anything. The reason for that is that there's too many users, within connecting to that particular cell site. But the moment you leave, the moment you step out, if you notice, all your Viber messages immediately come flooding in. So similar, our app also operates in the same way. So you try to send it, the app will keep on trying to send it. The moment you are out of that jammed area, it will automatically send. But now, so the question here is, what if you see election violence immediate and it is jammed? I would suggest take photos, take videos. After that, go to a place where you could send out that photo and immediately do that. Now, if you will say you're in the mountains or you're in the deep province, there's absolutely no data signal, then please use the phone functionality of the app. Another challenge here is, what about those people, those volunteers who do not have a mobile phone? A smartphone. Even if you have a keypad phone, as long as you register your phone number with us, we will still consider you as our watcher. So you will not be able to use all the other functionalities, but you will be able to use at least the call and the text. So we will be providing also text, toll-free numbers for calls and texts for anyone who does not have a smartphone. And I believe also what we're planning to do is, those who don't have smartphones should at least find kahit isa na may smartphone among the group. So pwede yung smartphone na yan, we will tag that number that this will take the photos of several precincts. So we've also looked at those, situationers wherein having a smartphone might be a challenge.
Thank you. I have a question, if you don't mind. It's, at least in my perspective, hindi po constraint yung number of reporters. There will be the legal poll watchers, sorry. And there will, not illegal, but there will be the regular citizens, as Justice Carpio said. But my question would be, technology-wise, where is the constraint, if ever? What assurance do we have that we have enough capacity throughput capacity for information na hindi titigil yung information somewhere. I mean, who's looking at the IT side? And what credentials or what assurance does the public have? I think the confidence of the public has to be raised so that they will join. So one is in the security side and the other is in the throughput side, right? The information. Baka mapuno because we're talking about heavy data, right? So that's my question.
Number one, I understand the concern. The concern is the throughput, availability of the app, and who is monitoring that, the bandwidth and everything. Okay, we are setting up a network operations center and a security operations center whose main function is to monitor the usage of the app, the bandwidth, its availability and everything. Now, with regards to the data being uploaded, now this is where we will need the kind volunteers and donors, because this app is dependent on, the cloud is expandable. So we could have unlimited data, but unlimited data also comes at a cost. So that is not, maybe this is not the venue for that, but maybe one of these days we will be approaching several groups. If ever you need to donate, we will be needing fundraising activities to be able to pay for that cloud capability. And we believe that it is really crucial. Once we hit 65 million downloads, you can only imagine how much information is needed. And this is going to happen all flooding in less than a week. Our platform is capable of expansion. The only challenge is cloud storage.
Just a follow-up. Okay, so technology-wise, no problem. Cloud storage, no problem. Maybe if there's any problem, it's the reason for this event, which is to promote it. Because if nobody applies, then it's not going to work, right? So basically, if we can promote it to all parties, to all organizations, to all associations, and to all Blank for Lenny and Kiko groups, then it will work, right? So maybe that question, that was what our observation would be.
Actually, we initially planned this just for a limited number. But then again, as things were happening, then we decided to open it to the entire country. That's why even the call center platform, we are opening it nationwide because of everything that is happening right now. When we conceived it, it was not like this.
Okay.
Oh, ayan na. And that ends our open forum.
Wait.
Unless meron pa pong questions?
Okay, one last
meron pa.
from
Sige.
media, from GMA7.
From GMA News.
Okay, well, after GMA, we'll continue there.
Here. Thank you. Sorry, apologies. Follow up lang po on the Marcos disqualification case pa rin. Sabi po ni Justice Carpio, it's a long way to go pa nga. Pero maybe get your reaction lang po on the grounds cited by COMELEC. One of these was no moral turpitude daw po was found. Thank you.
Can you please repeat that? I did not get it.
Maybe just get your reaction, Justice, doon sa grounds cited ng COMELEC kung bakit nila dinismiss yung disqualification case against Marcos. Are these founded po? Sabi kasi walang moral turpitude. Isa sa mga sinabi is walang moral turpitude. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I have not read the decision yet. I don't know if Howie has read it. I'm sorry, I have not read the decision yet. Thank you.
Recording stopped.
So that concludes and that ends our open forum. At bago po natin isara ang ating tapatan, may we hear from our speakers again para sa huling mga mensahe nila. Attorney Rhea, do you have any message po for closing?
Oh, if everyone wants to protect your vote, please download the app. And after downloading, please register. And finally, please report any irregularity that you find. Whether that is big or small, if you feel it's insignificant, just report it. But what is most important is please register so that we will take cognizance of whatever data you are sending over to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much po. At ang next po nating speaker, if meron po kayong message, Justice Tony Carpio.
Thank you. We hope that with this app, we will lay to rest all doubts whether there will be an honest election. Because I've been chair of the House Electoral Tribunal, the Senate Electoral Tribunal, and the Presidential Electoral Tribunal. And so far, nobody has found a way to hack the automated election system. Many cases have been filed, but at the end of the day, nobody proved that there was hacking or cheating. Because we look at when there's a protest, we go through we manually count the ballots, and we print out from the SD card, there is a picture image of all the ballots that were inserted. We print that out, and there's the election return. So we have 3 data sets to check. And so far, nobody has found a way to hack the system. But there's always a way. I mean, there's always that possibility. With this app, we hope that we're closing that possibility. But so far, nobody has found a way to hack the system. So that's an assurance already. But with this, the entire nation will be watching, and that should assure us that any hacking can be exposed. Nobody has found a way to hack the system. I can assure you that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Justice Tony Carpio. At ang ating huling speaker po, si Attorney Howie Calleja. Message po.
Thank you again to everybody. At sinabi na po, this is a public app. We're inviting all 65 million voters. At kung kanina tinitingnan ko po, itatanong kung pwede yung grupo ni Isko o grupo ni Lacson. Pwede ho, lahat ho ng grupo, lahat ng kandidato, kahit yung magnanakaw para hindi niya manakaw ang ating eleksyon. Bukas po to para sa lahat. Public po, lahat po ng kandidato. At of course, bago po ako magtapos, wag po natin kalimutan ang ating mong kandidato para presidente, Leni Robredo, Vice Presidente, andyan si Joseph Pangilinan, Kiko Pangilinan, and of course, meron po tayong 11 kandidato para senador, Congressman Bagilat, andito po kasama po natin Congressman Nery Colmenares, palakpakan po natin. And of course, ibalik ang hustisya, Justice Senator Laila de Lima, at of course, ang ating Olympian na kandidato, Congressman Monsur del Rosario from Makati. Andiyan po yung kanyang may bahay, Joy Zapanta del Rosario. Kamustahin po natin. Chel Jokno, Senator Dick Gordon, of course, Senator Risa Hontiveros, Risa pa, sabi nga niya. Sir Elmer Labog, kasama po natin kanina, tulungan po natin sa Senado. Napakagaling na abogado, Attorney Alex Lacson, at kasama ng manggagawa, Attorney Sani Matula, at of course, yung ating panlaban, of course, ang ating panlaban sa Senado, Senator Sani Trillanes. So let's all support the candidates of Isang Bayan. Let's support this app for a clean, honest, and peaceful election. Salamat po. Magandang hapon po sa inyo.
Maraming salamat uli. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng nakinig at sumubaybay sa ating tapatan ngayong umaga. So again, tandaan po, you could download the app, the Hope app for free. Okay? So please do so right now. Everyone can download the Hope app for free. And speaking of hope, sa ngalan po ng lahat ng conveners at kasapi ng Isang Bayan, pinapahatid po namin ang aming taos-pusong pagbati ng maligayang kaarawan sa ating pambato na si VP Leni Robredo bukas.
Happy birthday!
Una tayong babati kay VP Leni. At narito po ang isang maikling video na inihanda ng Isang Bayan bilang pagbati sa ating pambato, VP Leni Robredo. Manood po tayo lahat.
Hello, VP Leni, Bonnie Macaranas of the People's Choice Movement. Happy birthday! Victory come May 2022.
Happy birthday, VP Leni. God bless you.
Happy birthday, VP Leni, the next president of the Philippines.
In Joshua 1, the Lord said, "Be strong and of good courage. Meditate on the word of God day and night, and you will be victorious." God bless you.
Hi, VP Lenny. Nabasa ko, Taurus ka pala. Kaya pala, sabi sa horoscope, you are consistent, tenacious, and hardworking. Ingit nga ako sa'yo, hindi ko kaya yung ginagawa mo, hindi ko kaya yung energy mo. Anyway, sana may energy ka para sa napakasarap na pagkain ngayong araw na ito. Happy birthday!
Magandang karawan, VP Lenny. Bagamat di na ako makasama sa mga rallies natin, nadamang-dama ang momentum ng people's power na siyang yumayakap sa bagong politika. Sa bawat rally, sumasabay ako at nariyan sa tabi ninyo. Gobyernong tapat, angat buhay lahat, ang pinapangarap ng bawat Pilipino. Tila binabalik tayo sa kasaysayan sa panahon na wala tayong kalayaan at alipin tayo sa mga dayuhan kung kaya't binigkas ni Jose Rizal, "The glory of saving a country is not for him who has contributed to its ruin." Di ba? Parang yung Psalm 51 yan sa Biblia ngayon, the struggle against calumny. VP Lenny, ang mga polyeto, tarpaulin, kalendaryo na siyang voluntaryong ginagawa ng sambayan at akbayan mula sa mga bulso namin ang siyang tumatawid sa mga sulok-sulukan ng mga maliliit na baryo ng ating bansa. Bahagi po ako ng pagkalat nito mula Malig, bayan ng Isabela, tungo sa patag ng Rabon, tabing dagat ng Pangasinan, abot sa mga samahan ng mga mangingisda ng Siargao at sa bandang norte ng Palawan at dito sa Metro Manila sa mga samahan ng kababaihan sa Caloocan,
Okay, we're still fixing that video, no? There's still more.
More to come.
Okay,
photo ops muna po tayo.
Let's
Sir
do our
Alvin.
photo op first. Okay, so everyone, please go
Ang
to the front.
susunod na bahagi ng pagtitipon at syempre kailangan meron tayong resibo.
Yes.
Picture taking po muna tayo.
Yes. Lahat po dito po tayo sa harapan.
May we call on the Sambayan conveners and the app development team led by Attorney Ria Villanueva Dam.
Lenny Robredo, hindi ka piko, may tapang, may puso para sa Pilipino. Lenny Robredo, hindi ka
Picture
piko,
muna
may
po
tapang,
tayo.
may puso
Syempre,
para sa Pilipino.
meron tayong sign. At meron din tayong sign na isa.
Bawat pagsubok kinakaya, karapat dapat sa kanya ay maayos na pamamahala. Sa lahat ng unos na dumaan, mayroong walang pagod na nagtsatsaga. Kasing tatag ng diwa ng Pilipinas, siyang kailangan. Alam kong di ako nag-iisa, buong bayan ay merong maaasa. Ito lang ating pinuno, handa nang magsilbi, husay at tibay puso at isip. Kay Lenny tayo, Robredo, kay Lenny tayo, Robredo, kaya tayong ipaglaban, magtiting hanggang huli, tapat ng loob ay malasakit.
Yung sign po, request lang. Okay lang ba? Tapos sambayan sign. Syempre, yun kailangan talaga. Yung SOP po natin yan sa mga VIP natin dito sa harap. Papanalo natin to. Let's go.
Lenny Robredo, hindi ka bigo, may tapang, may puso para sa Pilipino. Lenny Robredo, hindi ka bigo, may tapang, may puso para sa Pilipino. Lenny Robredo, hindi ka bigo.
Okay, kulay rosas ang bukas. Thank you. Sa mga conveners, stay po muna kayo. Yung app development team, thank you. Yung app development team po. Okay na daw, sige. Tinatawagan naman namin ang sambayan members, CBCP, and all of our guests today. Ha? Oh, okay. Ito na po tayo.
All right, here we go.
For today.
Here we go.
Muna po tayong aalis.
All right, party time, party time.
Pakinggan po natin. Ngayon pa lang ilo-launch ang kanta para kay VP Lenny.
Hello.
Pakinggan po natin ang bandang ito. Let's give it up for Sir.
All right, here we go. We have our special guest, and they will be performing a few songs, including our Isambayan produced song, the newest song that Isambayan produced. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, Hey, Moonshine!
Adding obsession to your manic destruction. Don't have to lay it out. War is not an option, it feeds your pride. Dig in the peace sign. Dig in the peace sign. Dig in the peace sign, baby. Dig in the peace sign. Dig in the peace sign. Dig in. Dig in. Dig in. You expose your war machines, your military skin. Nuclear compromise. Oh, stand together. Dare you even try? Dig in the peace sign. Dig in the peace sign. Dig in the peace sign. Oh, yeah. Dig in the peace sign. Dig in the peace sign. Dig in. Dig in. Dig in. Yeah, 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 yeah. Dig in the peace sign. Dig in the peace sign. Dig sign. Hey, 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 hey. Dig in peace. Dig it. Oh, oh, oh. Dig in. Dig in. Peace.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. We are Hey Moonshine, and thank you for inviting us in support of VP Lenny and Senator Kiko. Ipanalo natin to on May 9. So we're mostly an original song band, but we'll do a cover for you guys. It's something from the Beatles. Hope you guys like it.
He come on flat top, he come moving up slowly. He got juju elbow, he want holy roller. He got hair down to his knees. Got to be a joker, he just do what he please. He wear no shoe shine, he got toe jam football, he got monkey finger, he shoot Coca-Cola. He said, I know you, and you know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me. He back production, he got walrus gumbo, he got oh no sabo, he want spinal cracker, he got feet down below his knee. Hold you in his armchair, you can feel his disease. Come together right now over me. Take it. He roller coaster, he got early warning, he got muddy water, he want mojo filter. He said 1 and 1 and 1 is 3. Got to be good looking cause he's so hard to see. Come together right now over me. Come together, yeah. Come together, come together, come together. May 9, we shall come together, together, together. Hey, yeah. Come together, come together, come together.
Thank you. Our next song is another original. And then after this, we'll play the One Sambayan song for VP Lenny and Senator Kiko. So hope you guys stay and our next song is entitled We'll Break This War. I can barely breathe underneath the belly of this pig distressing government. I could never ride, baby, drive, save us drowning in corruption. Yeah, life's interruption. Together, together, together we'll break this war. 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 Every day we criticize, don't realize some people are my people. You gotta understand the enemy, not you and me, in territorial domination. Fight for peace, yeah. Together, together, together we'll break this wall. Together, together, together we'll break this wall. Together, together, together we'll break this war. And together, 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 in this holy war we're in. Fight for peace. Why would you blow your world away? Why would you fire your guns for dead? Why would you blow your world away? Why would you fire your guns for dead? Fire your guns. Together, together, we'll break this war. Together, together, we'll break this war. Together, together, we'll break this war. Together, 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 yeah. Thank you. So that's We'll Break This War, an original song. You can find that on Spotify. And ito rin yata yung next song namin, which is made by Sir Gino thank you to Attorney Howie for asking us to play this song by Juan Sambayan for VP Lenny and Senator Kiko. Hope you guys like this. Nasa iyong mga kamay, nakasalalay ang kulay ng bukas, malarosas, maliwanag pa. O kulimlim lang ang nakikita, paninindigan, iyong ipaglaban, pamilya, kaibigan, mahal mo sa buhay, ikaw, ako, tayo'y magsisimula ang daan upang maging isang bayan, isang puso, pamumuno na tapat, ang lahat ay angat sa ating bayan. Pilipino, kabukas ang Lenny Kiko, ipanalo natin to. Hawak natin ang ngayon. Maulit ang kahapon, gawing posible ang imposible. Ang tagumpay ay naghihintay, paninindigan, iyong ipaglaban, pamilya, kaibigan, mahal mo sa buhay, ikaw, ako, tayo magsisimula ang daan upang maging isang bayan, isang puso. Pagpuno na lahat, angat ay angat sa ating bayang Pilipino. Kinabukas ang Lenny Kiko, ipanalo natin to. Ipanalo natin to. Ipanalo ang isang bayan, isang puso, pamuno na tapat, ang lahat ay angat sa ating bayang Pilipino. Kinabukas ang Lenny Kiko, ipanalo ang isang bayan, isang puso, pamuno na tapat, ang lahat ay angat sa ating bayang Pilipino. Kinabukas ang Lenny Kiko, ipanalo natin to. Ipanalo natin to. Lenny Kiko, ipanalo natin to. Thank you.